Barbara Jarrett, T-Dog, Knox Cleveland, Jacob Hawk, Upstate Dog, Trell Cone. We appreciate you on Christy, the Bulldog Bell. Our marker 7 first pitch at 7 o'clock. Trey Phelps takes inside. It is 1-0, and Trey having a sensational year, batting .380 with 14 homers and 40 RBIs. He's fourth in the conference in batting. This is away, and again, there's just a lot of real estate to cover. So if you're playing no doubles defense, there's a lot of room to drop one in front of the outfielders. If you're playing in more shallow and one gets past you, you got a fast runner. He's going to be able to go for days. A righty-lefty matchup. From the belt, the pitch, set foul, straight back and out of play.
And the alleys here, they're so deep. 375 to right, 385 in the alley out and left. If you hit one out there, Colby homered out there. That is a poke.
And, Dave, you can correct my math if you think, but it's between 375, 385. What would you say, about 70% of the outfield?
Yeah, yes.
At least. As this is hit high out into right with some carry. Michael O'Shaughnessy gives it a ride. This ball is out of here. Right on cue. Shaggy with a 2-out, 2-run homer. And the Dogs draw first blood.
With another new urban forestry, feed the trees home run. And in this case, he fed the chop house. Look out, Eddie from Ackworth. That one almost hit you.
Are you kidding me? Well, Shaggy's 2 home runs in the 9th inning on Saturday both came to right. So in his last 2 innings, please. All right, Farley looking in. Dogs in red, tacking the white and old gold. Righty against lefty. Runners dance a bit. Here's Paul's pitch. Bouncing ball up the middle with eyes. Colby and Wynn right between them. Base hit into center. Curse in to score. It's 2-1. Runners on the corners. Nobody out. Just a seeing eye single for Advicula. And the Jackets cut Georgia's lead in half.
Well, 3 straight singles here to start the game. Like you said, an infield single by Burris. And now the seeing eye single by the Cal transfer Advicula right up the middle.
Coach Todd Hartley listening in. Back in Athens. This is a great crowd here tonight. Of course, you got to fight the traffic to get over here, but the lower section almost completely filled in. Ground ball right side. Hudson on to second for one. The relay with Farley covering. Got him on a 3-6-1 double play. A run in to tie it, but an enormous defensive play. And DJ, cue the Sade, the smooth operators. Hudson and Branch on the 3-6-1, and great job by Farley covering.
And maybe the hardest part of that is the pitcher getting over. You got to sprint to the bag, and then you got to set yourself for the throw. And, you know,
probably 65% here. It's a 2-2 tie, bottom of the second. Big hello, Landon Wilson, Aunt Sheila. Thank you to our buddy Mason and Brett Mass. You mentioned JJ's Aunt Billy cheering us on from down in Florida. We got Harold Waldrop. And the 9-hole hitter, Will Baker, a lefty standing in, hitting .355. I mean, their average is just gaudy. They bat .354 as a team. It's tops in the country. Here's a pitch to lefty. This is hit into deep right. This is trouble. It might be gone. This ball is out of here into the chop house. Baker with his 6th homer of the season, and the Jackets take the lead 3-2.
So Baker, the number 9 hitter in the order, their DH. By the way, he's from Australia. And he has given the Yellow Jackets the lead here. And again, your number 9 hitter in the lineup's hitting .355. That was his 6th home run of the season. 81st on the year now for Tech.
These are the country's 2 highest scoring teams. A Dog fan caught that home run.
Georgia can throw out there every game, and the same for Tech. Is really pretty good.
It is extremely impressive. Farley looking in right on right as Burris stands in. Here's a pitch. Line drive into center. That's a base hit. Curse around third. He'll score. Burris is now 2 for 2, and it's 4-2 Tech. And all this in an inning that began with 2 outs and nobody on.
And for Burris, that's his second hit of the game. Micah Bryant
out there.
And Elbatron listening in. Thank you, Micah. Baseball practice. Thanks to Scott Freeman.
Righty on lefty. From the belt, here's a pitch. This is hit down the left field line. Fair foul. It's got a chance. This ball's going to sit down towards the corner. Daniel going to feel it. Henry's going to be waved around third. No, he's going to come back to third, and he is safe. He went about a third of the way. And Zuckerman, the third baseman, coming up to cut it off. They race back to the bag at third. It'll be scored a double.
And Breezy.
2-2 to win. Missed down and away. Oh, they say he went down at first. Strike three swinging. Wes Johnson is out of the dugout.
So is Will Coggin.
The Dogs can't believe it. A bad break, as Will Presswood says that Wynn went. That one stings. And a cascade of boos from the first base and right field side of Truist Park. Tough break for the Dogs there.
Yep.
Got some Twisted Tea, Hard Iced Tea, bullpen activity brewing for the Dogs. There's a sidewinder again, DJ, Mr. Edwards.
Don't need to get the Binocs out.
Here's a 2-0. Lined into right. Black going back. This is trouble. Look it up. It's off the wall. And Tech's got a base running snafu, but it's not going to matter. They get a run in, and it'll have runners at second and third as Schmidt and Lackey got caught up close to one another, but Hernandez with an RBI double, and the freebies hurting here in the third. So Schmidt at
Hello to Brian Peel. They're out in the chop house. Mark and Lee Poole.
Man, it looks like half the state's in this place. Here's a pitch. Oh, my gosh, it's a 55-footer. That one barely made the circle, a wild pitch, and it's 6-2. I don't know if that one slipped or what, David. That looked really funny.
When you work so hard to get that strikeout.
That barely got in the circle.
Yeah.
That had to have just slipped
Must
on
have.
Him. So it's 6-2.
Hate to see that.
Yep. Here's a pitch. Hit high out in the left. Here comes Henry. He's going to size it up. Hernandez tags. The throw home. He is safe. Pretty good throw there by Henry. But it's a sac fly, and that makes it 7-2. Well, those free bases a killer. So the first two reach, Lackey and Schmidt on a hit batsman and a walk. They both.
Burris going back. He's at the wall, and that ball is out of here. It just carried right on out. There you go, Shaggy. Back-to-back games with multi-homers.
To dead center.
Wow. Just absolutely gave that one a ride on another new urban forestry. Feed that water fountain, whatever that is out there in center field, home run.
Wowzers.
Man, Shaggy is in the zone. So here's Henry Allen. As this one is lifted out to deep center field, and this one is way out of here. Back-to-back homers from Shaggy and Bo Cephas. And the Dogs have cut the Tech lead to 7-4.
And great to hear the Georgia faithful barking down to our right.
Another new urban forestry feed the trees home run. And it was Shaggy and Ryan Wynn that hit back-to-back homers in that ninth inning on Saturday. Boy, and Burris turned around, and then he just watched that one go.
And we also see on Saturday, Wynn and Hudson went back-to-back in the third.
That's right.
So we did it twice.
How about that? So Kenny on the mound here for the Bulldogs as this one is hit foul out of play over on the first base side.
And how big would it be, DJ, if Kenny came out and had a good showing here tonight. Wes keeps saying he feels like he's so close, so close.
Alex Hernandez, the right fielder, is at the plate here for Tech as the pitch just misses, and it's 1-1. Hernandez flew to right in the first and doubled in a run in the third. Lefty-righty matchup. Here's the pitch. This one's hit out into right field. That is a base hit and more, maybe, as that'll be a leadoff double here for Hernandez. And defensively, we'll reset here for the Bulldogs as Cole Johnson is in the game in right field, and Ryan Black has moved to second base.
Cole, a great defensive outfielder.
So 2 hits here for Hernandez, both doubles. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Zuckerman. The pit transfer hits this one high out to center field. Going back is Lujo, and that one is gone. A 2-run homer for Zuckerman. And Tech gets those 2 runs back just like that, as the Yellow Jackets extend the lead to 9-4.
Zuckerman, his 15th home run of the season. That leads the team. You know, he feels extra good after striking out his first 2 times up.
And that'll bring up the left fielder, Caleb. Here's the 0-2. This one's a chopper, right side. Hudson has it, tries to put the tag on, can't do it. And Baker jumps over Brennan. That was a heck of an effort by Hudson. Just had no choice. That ball was hit in no man's land up the first base line. It's an infield single. Tech now has 3 of those. I was thinking it would be 0 or 1.
Good guess.
Here's the 1-1.
Same here.
The pitch just missed on the outer half.
And congratulations finding that so quickly.
I guess got lucky. These stats, they're just different than ours, and it's dark up here. It's kind of hard to see. Here's the 2-1. That one misses low, ball 3. Nine to 4 Tech. Bottom of the 5th. On a massive crowd here tonight. Here's the 3-1. That one misses low, ball 4. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station ID on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. All right. These freebies against this Tech lineup. Little Molly Hatchet kind of flirting with disaster. And here's Advincula, the second baseman, who's 1 for 2. RBI single. He's also walked. Left-handed hitter. That pitch misses. And they got the dangerous Von Lackey on deck. Georgia does have activity in the pen. Now the pitch from Kenny. This one's popped back this way. 1-1 the count. Advincula hitting .416. Here's the pitch. That one misses low, ball 2. And on the year, he's got 6 homers. He's driven in 46. His next hit will be a 70th.
Wow. Not even in May yet.
2-1. This one's hit number 70 out into right field. 1 run in. 2 runs in. Tech now leads it 11-4. 2-run single for Advincula. And the top 3 in the Tech lineup now has 7 hits.
And they've reached, DJ, 10 out of 12 trips.
Yep.
When you add in the walks. It
is A big 7-run lead now for the Yellow Jackets. 12 hits for Tech, 9 for Georgia. That pitch is in there for a strike, 1-2 to Lackey. So we're talking about their draft prospects, and looks like Lackey he started the season pretty high. Here's the 1-2. This one's lifted out to right. Johnson underneath. He will make the catch. Coming in to score is Burris. Tech now leads it 12-4 on the sac fly by Lackey.
And Lackey's had one of those games tonight. He's 0 for 1, but he's got a walk. A sac fly has been hit by a pitch.
So getting it done even without a hit. And Tech has battered around as Kent Schmidt, the first baseman, stands in. So runner at first here with 2 away. Tech's up 12-4. Now the pitch. That one misses low, ball 1. Schmidt bounced into a double play in the first. Walked and scored in the third. Flew to left in the fourth. Left-handed hitter. Georgia Southern transfer. Hits this one out into center field for a base hit. Advincula on his way to third. And the 10th hitter of the inning, Hernandez, stands in. He started it with the leadoff double. This has been one of those nights.
Yes, Tech's night tonight.
Yes, sir. And that's going to do it for Kenny. So the Dogs going to go to the pen. We'll tell you who it is when we come back. Tech leading at 12-4 in the 5th here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
I'm John Addison, a Georgia graduate, lifetime Bulldog fan, and
all right, the 0-2. Here's the pitch. That one misses low. And again, he was when he came to Tech, apparently he bonded really well with James Ramsey. Ramsey now in his first season as the head coach. And I think it was priority number 1 to make sure that they kept Mr. Burris.
Amen to that. Which also goes back, reminds you of the Charlie Condon story.
Yeah, same thing. 1-2, the pitch. That one bounces up there. Runners will advance to second and third on a wild pitch.
And that's big, getting 2 in the scoring position, up 8. But Josh Brooks, the best athletic director in the world, and he said, Mr. Brooks, take your time. I'm not going anywhere. And I can't imagine the phone calls Charlie was getting. And really let Josh not feel super stressed, have to hurry and make the right call. And, of course, made the right call with Wes.
Here's the 2-2. This one's hit back up the middle and through for a base hit. 2 runs will score. Tech now leads it 14-4 here in the bottom of the 6th. And that means Georgia has to score in the 7th to keep the game going. And that would depend if Tech didn't score again here in this inning.
So Burris is now 4 for 4 with 4 singles, a walk, 3 RBIs, 2 runs scored, and a stolen base.
Yeah. You know what that is? It's a good night.
It's a good night.
Yeah. And that'll bring up Advincula, the second baseman, who hits this one foul, 0-1.
Tech is 32-7. Georgia's 32-9 on the year. And again, both teams leading their league. Barfield, it's 14-4 Tech, 2 outs, nobody on top of the 7th. Ground ball foul, first base side. Now Georgia struck first with a 2-run homer from O'Shaughnessy in the first, and Tech scored 2 of the first, 2 of the second, 3 of the third. Georgia got 2 of the 5th. Tech with a 5-run 5th. Jackets with 2 of the 6th. And they lead by 10. And if they hold Georgia without a run here in the 7th, Tech will win this game via the run rule. Barfield looking in, lefty on lefty. The 2-2 to Huddy. Popped him up. This should do it. Left side. That's a third baseman, Zuckerman. He'll squeeze it, and that's a ball game. Tech wins it by a final score of 14-4. Dogs now 32-10 And we'll head to Ole Miss with an SEC best 13-5 record. The Jackets improving to 33-7. And again, Tech at 16-5 heading into their upcoming series against Wake Forest Demon Deacons. We'll come back and check the totals when we return. Jackets a winner tonight by a final score of 14-4. You're listening to Bulldog Baseball on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.